is up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. My name is Toni Bryanne, and in today's video we're going to be talking about a topic that I have been finding very interesting. So I've been waiting to do this video, and this video isn't going to be necessarily a research-based video. This video will be more girl chat, which I find to be some of my favorite videos because it feels like I'm actually talking to a girlfriend. But we're going to be talking about the stay-at-home girlfriend trend and dating as a Black woman versus a white woman. Before we get into this video, I want to say that everybody's experience is different, and I completely understand that. I know that this isn't for every single Black woman or every single white woman, but this is mostly coming from tweets and TikToks that I have seen and conversations that I've had with both Black and white women. So without further ado, let's get straight into this video. So if you are on the app TikTok, I'm sure you have seen the stay-at-home trends that have been going on rapidly on social media. There has been an ongoing trend of being the stay-at-home daughter, the stay-at-home wife, the stay-at-home mom, and then of course the stay-at-home girlfriend. I think this is a major trend primarily because the whole stay-at-home life is becoming more popular. I think this has happened with COVID. People now looking at staying at home as a privilege because it in fact is a privilege. With me now working outside of my home, I know for a fact working from home is a privilege, and I am jealous of everybody that does work from home. So with that being said, being a stay-at-home being a privilege, let's get into the stay-at-home girlfriend and how it can be seen as white privilege. So we're going to start off with a TikTok that I saw from a certain TikTok user. I'm going to show you guys this video, and then I'm going to break down exactly what she's saying in my own personal points and views.
I do not think it's a coincidence that the majority of people posting about their stay-at-home girlfriend routine are white. And I think it's just another example of how white women, including myself, have always had the option of like opting out when things get too hard. I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you have the ability to just say, screw it, I'm not going to contribute anything to my community or have any responsibility toward creating social change. Instead, I'm actually just going to make drinks all day and do face masks and eat goji berries, is a direct byproduct of whiteness and white supremacy. And before you come at me and say, no, that's not true, like people can do what they want. Yeah, they can do what they want. Please don't attack random girls that are doing Pilates and making smoothies. It's not really the point, especially if the logical conclusion to your argument is that everyone should have a job. That's not a hill I want to die on. Rather, I'm saying, look at who can afford to not have one. If anyone has seen that scene in White Lotus where the rich lady is like, I don't vote, like it's just like too... That's what I'm talking about. Not to mention the anti-Semitic undertones of the trad wife craze that's come into the foray, which I think is related to this. So much more to say.
So as I stated previously, being a stay-at-home anything definitely is a privilege. Now, it's different if you're working remotely because while you're home, you are working. But if you're a stay-at-home girlfriend, the sense is that you don't have to work because your boyfriend is providing for you. So in a sense, when a stay-at-home girlfriend is a white woman, I look at that as white privilege primarily because when you see a Black woman doing the stay-at-home girlfriend trend, if you look through the comments, you see people calling her a gold digger, calling her lazy, saying that she's probably getting cheated on, telling her she's going to end up on the streets. Now, I'm not saying on all these other women's videos that they're not getting negative comments either, but the majority of comments seen on the stay-at-home girlfriend for Black women's videos are primarily negative. And once again, I'm not the type of person to come for anyone that is doing something that is seen as not the standard. Being a stay-at-home girlfriend and, like she said, eating goji berries all day, making drinks sounds like a dream to me, okay? I'm sure most people do not aspire to work because work comes with a lot of stress. You lose so much time. You don't have time to be by yourself and to really focus on you and develop to become the best version of yourself. And that's just my opinion. So it is a privilege whether you're Black or white. But that goes to the original question. Why do you see mostly white women as being the stay-at-home girlfriend in the trend on TikTok? And that has to do with the idea that white women are taught to live a softer life than Black women. By the time Black women get to college, they are taught to be single all throughout college. And if you guys have seen my previous videos, I have even said the same exact thing. But in many cases, something from my own perspective that I have seen going to a predominantly white school, I noticed so many girls in my class, and we just graduated in May, all the girls that were single throughout college all magically got a boyfriend or are even engaged now. And that all happened within a semester or two of their senior year of college. And then you have someone like me, a Black woman that primarily dates Black men, or I would say even only dates Black men at this point in my life, who is still single. And I do think I'm emotionally mature for a relationship right now. However, I do not believe I'm ready for one because I have a very busy schedule, but I am still single. And once again, being someone that predominantly dates Black men, there is a lot of systemic oppression and racism that causes a lot of Black women that are still dating to be single for such a long time. As Black women, we are taught to be the strong Black woman. We're not taught to live that soft life. So we're taught to just work hard, work hard, work hard, become successful, and by the time we're ready to date or get someone that we think should be at our caliber, we're kind of left with what people would consider the scraps. I also want to say throughout our 20s, there is a significantly smaller dating pool if you do date primarily Black men. And like I said, this ties back to systemic oppression and racism. Poverty, prison, broken families is something that is unfortunately very common. So if you are a Black woman that wants to be with a Black man and you have standards, it's going to be very difficult to find someone of that caliber. And I'm not saying that those Black men do not exist, because I'm not saying that at all. Do not do that. My family members that have snagged good ones have great quality Black men that have very successful careers right now or are leading to having very successful careers. But dating as a Black woman versus a white woman is significantly different if you are a white woman that prefers white men, or even if you're a white woman that prefers Black men, because though y'all don't like when I say it, a lot of the times I have seen time and time again when a Black man reaches a certain level of success, they feel the need to find something that is considered a trophy, something that in history they weren't able to get, which is the white woman. And that's why you see a lot of successful Black men with white women. I don't even want to say a lot of Black men. I want to say what's depicted in media, because that is what is depicted, because Black men do primarily date Black women. But when it comes to successful Black men in media, you see that they will tend to flock to racially ambiguous or white women. So let's get back into the soft life era and being a stay-at-home girlfriend and why it's predominantly white. And I spoke about the girls in my college that went and found great men from what it seems like and are now girlfriends and will probably be engaged and wifed up by the time they're 25, 26 years old. So the way that college is looked at for Black women is completely different than how it's looked at for white women. As a Black woman, I was taught time and time again to just be single throughout college. And it's something that I do take pride in. I'm glad that I was single for at least my last 2 years of college, but we weren't taught to be single and then find a man of quality. I feel as if Black women are taught to date to love, and they don't think about building an empire or financial stability, or if this is someone that they can see as a husband. Whereas white women are taught to date to find a lifetime partner. Now, I'm absolutely not saying that white men don't cheat and that white women just have it all good. Yes, there's aspects in it that come along with dating. I mean, dating is dating no matter the gender or race. But I've noticed white women are taught to be in certain spaces to find a man of that caliber that can financially take care of them and maintain that stability. I am unsure if any of you guys have heard of the MRS, saying that women go to college to get an MRS. So I did not know what that meant until I watched a Lifetime movie and they mentioned that. I never heard it before, but the MRS stands for Mrs. and that means that white women, or women in general, but I'm gonna say white women because I personally didn't know what it meant until I watched a white Lifetime movie, but that means that they go into college on the intent of finding a husband. Now, we all know that's completely misogynistic, but if you look at it in a non-misogynistic light, and I'm gonna look at it more in a positive light, is that they are taught to make sure they secure a husband by the time they graduate. So I'm gonna show you guys this tweet that I saw on Twitter along with the video that I saw on TikTok. Having gone to a PWI, it's no joke how white girls are taught to go to college to get their Mrs. Literally taught to hang out in certain buildings, join certain on-campus groups, and all with the underlying motive of finding a husband. It's crazy to see it play out. She went on to say that, I agree that Black women are taught to not be focused on dating in college, but I feel like a good bit of us also went into it hoping we'd find someone. But nah, Becky's, she's referring to white women, are taught to seek it out. Finding a spouse is just as if not more important than their education. And then she went on to speak on how a lot of white women are in sororities, and sororities you're able to meet people in frats, and that's how you're able to find your potential husband and people that have certain advantages in life that will make sure that you're secured and that you're financially stable and that you could be that stay-at-home girlfriend that turns into that stay-at-home wife and then turns into that stay-at-home mom. The whole aspect of being in certain spaces to make sure you secure someone that you know can take care of you, because a lot of women do date to be taken care of. That does not make a woman a gold digger. Men are naturally providers, and let's be real, most men do like to provide for women, especially if they are a man that is confident in themselves. But Black women, once again, are taught to just love. Love is not the only important thing, in my opinion, when it comes to dating, especially when you're dating to find a husband. Outside of other cultures besides American culture, women are literally taught to find someone that can financially take care of them, so they are the stay-at-home wife and mom. It's common in areas like Dubai, different Asian cultures, different African cultures. It's literally the standard, and women aren't seen as gold diggers.
This is a day in the life of a 23-year-old housewife living in Dubai. I started off my day going to YSL. I had an appointment with my sales associate. He finally got my size in these heels. Aren't they so pretty? Then I went to Valentino and I tried on these shoes, but they were too much of like a grandma vibe. Then I got this Clarins Viral Lip Oil. And then I was invited to a really special jewelry showing in the Dubai Mall. I tried on all of these necklaces. They're so pretty. I wanted to buy all of them. My favorite one was like $300,000. I ate like half of those chocolates, by the way. Then my husband came and he took me to Balenciaga and we headed over to Tulum. So it was the best Mexican food I've ever had in Dubai. It was actually really good. My husband is kissing my hand because I'm mad at him. He only bought me 2 diamond necklaces instead of 4, and that's it.
Like I said, men are natural providers.
One, I went to school growing up with a lot of white women, so I know about this. I went to an HBCU. And 3, I'm now a stay-at-home working mom, so I feel like I have a lot of insight. First things first, I think that white women are taught how to date very differently than Black women, right? And even the white community. I knew so many girls who knew that they were going to marry their high school boyfriend, ended up really marrying their high school boyfriend, and then became stay-at-home moms very early in their life. And that was just the expectation, and they were just taught that. Whereas my Black friends, we were taught to go get educated, doubly educated if we could, go get a great job, make ourselves whole and worthy almost enough to be marryable, and then marry somebody who had done the same thing so that we could become a power couple. In our community, at no fault of our own, it's been the expectation that we're supposed to go out and work and toil and labor because that's the only way that we can survive. Which is why now, like as a mom who stays home but also does do work, sometimes a lot of my value and my worth has been tied up in what I do outside of my house because we've been taught that that's the thing we're supposed to do, which is very ironic because Black people have spent the majority of the time that we've been in this country caring for home, being homemakers, and being caretakers of other people's children who have the opportunity to stay at home and take care of their kids. So it's interesting to me now, but also not brand new or surprising to see this new generation of girls being like, I'm just a stay-at-home girlfriend. That's what I do. Which, you know what? Fine. Okay, girl, do your thing. But I just want to make sure that we're also allowing Black women especially, but even other non-Black women of color to have the same opportunity without being called gold diggers or lazy or people that have to get out and work. Because that is the narrative that has been pushed in this country, that white women don't have to work, but everybody else has to.
So when it comes to white women scouting in college to find their Mr. Right and someone that can take care of them, let's talk about Kate Middleton, who married into the royal family. Kate Middleton changed her university and the courses she took just to be closer to Prince Williams.
Did Waity Katie and her mum orchestrate their meeting? Possibly. Kate all of a sudden turns down her dream uni. Her mum had been told by a reliable source what William's plans were. A gap year was announced for him. Wouldn't you know it? Kate did the same. Not a big surprise. She was a proper fangirl for him. William was seen as a very reluctant participant. Kate holds on like her life depends on it. Then in 2009, her mum demands that William pops the question. Hence her name, Waity Katie, who fulfills a very 1950s role. And even makes bizarre statements that she's trying not to take his limelight, which references Charles and Diana.
clearly it worked because now she is the mother of 3 of his children and she's married to him and she's now a member of the royal family. I just wish Black women were also able to be taught to take care of your studies and then also find Mr. Right, because it's not like these white women are going to college and doing absolutely nothing. No, they have the degree to back it up if anything were to, God forbid, happen, but then they also have the man that will take care of them and make sure that they're good. So them going to those different events and making sure that they're around the right people, they're securing their husband, but then they're also securing a lifestyle for themselves. And even when it comes to dating, if you did not date in college, when it comes to finding a partner, I feel as for all women need to be able to date properly in reference to finding someone they see as a potential husband, whereas just dating for fun. You can date for fun with someone you find as a potential husband because, God forbid, something happened, like you accidentally got pregnant. You know you have someone that can financially provide for that child and also hopefully be a great father, whereas if you're just dating for fun and you're hooking up with random people, or you're hooking up with someone that you know would never be your husband, you don't know how they'll be as a father if you decide to keep that child. It's just interesting because the dating perspectives are so different culturally. And even like I said, this isn't even just like a Black white woman thing. I think it's also an American thing where women are looked down upon for having someone provide for them financially when this was the norm 50, I'm not even gonna say 50, like 30, 40 years ago. And last but not least, I also want to state that the women that are being the stay-at-home girlfriend, they're showing that aesthetic, people are making it seem like they're not doing anything. I'm almost 99% sure that they have an income coming in and they're probably social media influencers or they're doing something on the side, because if you see their homes, though I'm sure their boyfriend is the main source of income, they are doing Pilates, they're eating acai bowls, they're participating in very expensive or luxury type of things that the common everyday working class person is not going to experience. So they're living a life filled with just freeness. People like to compare them to the stay-at-home wife or the stay-at-home mom that is in a working class, but these women pretty much have it made for themselves and they're just exercising, journaling, eating healthy, participating in hobbies, hanging out with friends, shopping. And as much as people want to hate on it, I think that it's a lot of envy that is being shown because people want to be able to live a life of ease, and that's why I think it's more envy that people have because, I mean, let's be for real. We're meant to be just eating berries and just chilling. Look at Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve were living their best lives eating berries naked and laying on trees. And I make that point because I see people always say like, oh, they're probably not really happy. That's such a boring life to live. And it's like, they're not struggling. They're traveling, they're eating healthy, they're exercising, they're hanging out with their other friends that are stay-at-home girlfriends or stay-at-home wives. I'm sure they're living a life of comfort and they're able to focus on their mental health. And I think that's not something to necessarily hate on. I don't think it's a bad life to live at all. And I definitely wish that at least my people were raised to be able to not struggle or feel like they have to work so hard and can't reap all of their hard work until they're in their 30s and 40s. And I'm not saying 30s and 40s are old, but I feel like we should be chilling, living our life and not hunting and dating and trying to find the right person for us at 35 when there's no one left to date. But yeah, guys, that is the end of this video. Please let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I am heavily curious what y'all are going to say. Once again, this video is not meant to be a battle of white versus Black. It's just a perspective and also speaking to other people. And I thought it'd be a great video to put together and have a great discussion on. Soon I'm hoping on this channel to have special guests where I can do like a Zoom call and they can give their perspective as well. So I'm going to start reaching out to people on these platforms where I see their TikToks and I see their tweets and have a discussion that I think could be very productive to the conversation and not just have only my opinion or my thought process. So if you guys like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I love and I appreciate you guys so much. Also, before I go, I want to ask people, I'm going to do like a separate like community poll thing, but I want to know if you guys know anybody that can do really good intros because I'm trying to get an intro done and an outro. I haven't had one in like, I think over a year now, and I'm ready to have one that kind of represents my channel, that's simple, clean, whichever. Oh, got a text. But please let me know in the comments down below if you guys know anybody or if you guys yourselves are good at doing intros and outros. But thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, I love and appreciate you so much. Bye guys. Mwah.